Repurposing short-form video content from one platform to another has been a total game changer for my business. Today I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you some of the stats and talk about the pros and cons of my new favorite repurposing tool called Repurpose.io. I have found this tool over the summer, signed up for it almost immediately upon finding it, and I'm telling you, it has definitely been a game changer for my tiny little business. It has increased my viewership and my audience across 4 platforms so far. I've just added a 5th platform I'm using to repurpose to, and I'm interested to see how the results are going to be on that platform in the months to come. So, without further ado, today we're going to talk about Repurpose.io, and this is going to be an honest review of this tool. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right up front, I love the tool. Otherwise, I wouldn't be creating a video on it because I'm not going to waste my time creating video content for things that I do not like. Plus, I'm never going to suggest a tool to my audience that I have not used personally in my business and seen good results from. It's just never going to happen. So now that that all is out of the way, let's talk about repurposing short-form video content and the power of getting it in front of your audience on multiple different platforms. Now, in the past, I've talked about repurposing TikToks to Pinterest idea pins and why you shouldn't do this without a strategy. I still stand by that, and all of the content that I actually create in my own business is very strategic from one platform to the next. I don't generally repurpose every single TikTok that I create to Pinterest idea pins because I don't feel like it's a good fit. The same with TikTok to Shorts or TikTok to Instagram, TikTok to Facebook Reels, which is the new platform I just recently added in. Always make sure that the content you take from one platform to the next fits the platform you're taking it from and putting it on. Not everything is going to match platform to platform, so just be aware of that. But this tool, without a doubt, makes my life so much easier, and I can repurpose to 5 platforms and Vimeo without spending 10 minutes per video per platform. That's how long it was taking me when I was doing it with SnapTik. I would be bombarded with ads, and it was just not a fun experience. So this platform actually makes it so much easier, repurposes everything without a watermark. And with that, let's just go ahead and dive in to some of my stats, and then we'll talk about some of the pros and cons. So I'm going to read from my iPad, so I'm not actually going to look directly at the camera for this, but I have my mic on. I have 50,000 views, an increase of 6,109% on Pinterest video pins. I will make sure to put the screenshots of these stats on the screen as I talk about them. 60,000 views, an increase of 37% on Pinterest idea pins. Wowza. 16,000 views, an increase of 1,000% on YouTube Shorts. And 15.5K accounts reached on Instagram, which is an increase of 7.7%. Now, all of this is over the course of 90 days. So this is not one little tiny time frame. It is over the course of 90 consistent days. So I think those results are actually phenomenal. The 5th platform I'm adding in is Facebook Reels. So all of the content I've previously published, I'm in the process of scheduling 2 Reels per day through Creator Studio onto that platform. I'm adding a 6th platform. It's not going to be Reels that I'm publishing to. I'm actually going to be publishing YouTube videos to Facebook videos and YouTube videos to Vimeo. That is not really the talk of this video, but just in case you're wondering what other repurposing I'm doing, that is part of it. So let's talk about the pros of Repurpose.io. Well, the first and most obvious pro is the fact that you get to repurpose your videos from one platform to another, or from one platform like TikTok to a Google Drive with 0 watermarks and 0 manual downloads. Just that feature alone, I will pay for this tool for the rest of my life as long as I'm creating short form content. You can auto-publish or manually publish without the watermark, like I mentioned, to major platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, among others. So that's pro number 2. I definitely use the auto-publish for one platform, and that's Google Drive. Otherwise, I like to schedule my content to the platforms manually. I do this through Repurpose.io or a scheduling tool. The 3rd pro is not having to use tools like SnapTik or Snap Insta and being bombarded with ads and the tool only working haphazardly sometimes. This tool definitely takes away all of that. And then it took me 10 minutes of video, like, no thanks. The ability to schedule your content right from Repurpose.io and having API access. Pinterest and Repurpose have API access. They are not a preferred scheduling partner, but they do have API approval and access to the platform, so you can actually use this tool and not have to worry about being sent to spam. So that's good. They are also API approved through other platforms like Instagram, so you can actually auto-publish if you wanted to your TikToks to Instagram. If you're like me though, I publish upwards of 3 to 4 TikToks a day, and I don't want to bombard my Instagram feed with all of those videos. And quite possibly the biggest pro is the ability to repurpose all of my content in 1 to 2 hours per week. This week it took me a little bit longer because I was repurposing longer form videos from my YouTube channel to my Facebook page. But when I was just doing the short form video content, that process actually only took 1 hour to do it from Instagram. So through Repurpose to Instagram, to Pinterest video pins, to idea pins, and YouTube shorts. So that was a total game changer. 1 hour to do a week's worth of content, and I'm done now for another week, so I can get back to business. All right, so it wouldn't be a pro and con review video. It wouldn't be a true review if there were not some cons. So let's talk about those now. The first con is that I can't write longer descriptions in Repurpose.io for some of the platforms. So on Pinterest, you get up to 500 characters. On YouTube Shorts, you get 2,000 characters. On Instagram, you get 2,000 characters. So the ability to not actually have a longer description window inside of Repurpose.io when I'm scheduling content is actually definitely a big con. Con number 2, which I don't think Repurpose actually has any ability to make this happen, but if you schedule content from another platform to YouTube, you cannot automatically turn on monetization. So any of the views you're accumulating cannot be monetized until you go turn the monetization on. Not a huge fan of that, but there is absolutely nothing Repurpose.io can do differently to make that occur. And the last con, which I'm hoping, because I put it in the suggestion box, that will eventually be brought to fruition, is access to Vimeo. I would still pay for this tool 100 times over as it is without ever having Vimeo, but I do hope that at some point the developers at Repurpose can add Vimeo into their connection stack, because I would love to be able to repurpose YouTube videos to Vimeo without having to download them again and upload them in another place. But again, no hate on Repurpose, because this just isn't a feature available yet, but still love the tool. So that's it. This tool is very intuitive. It's super easy to use. You don't need to watch any of their training videos in order to be able to understand it. If you just get in there and you start playing around, you can definitely figure it out in a matter of minutes. So definitely go check it out. Okay, so let's hop into the Repurpose dashboard. I'm gonna show you your connection availability and my workflow sneak peek. So let's dive into that, and I'm gonna show you behind the scenes. Taking you behind the scenes to Repurpose.io. So the very first thing that you're going to want to do when you get your account is to set up all of your connections. So these are all of the connections that are available through Repurpose.io. And these are all of the connections that I have currently set up. And these are all active. Once you have all of your source connections set up, it will tell you here if it can be a source or destination or both. So Pinterest can only be a destination and Zoom can only be a source, whereas the rest of these can be both. We can also then navigate into workflows. So this is where you're going to want to set up the workflow so it actually happens automatically. So these are collecting content. But the only one that I have set to automatic is TikTok to Google Drive. So any TikTok that I publish is automatically going to go to my Google Drive. I can do this also with Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels, as well as any Zoom videos. If I wanted to take anything that I create in Zoom on the cloud and zap it to a Google Drive, I could do that. Okay, so a couple of things that you're going to want to know when you set up your workflows inside of Repurpose.io, especially with Reels. So if you're going from Instagram to Reels, you'll set up the workflow here. And then there's a couple of things that you have to do once it's set up inside of your settings. So you'll click this little icon and you'll scroll down on this screen. And then you have some things here that you can actually set up. So all of my content is collecting inside of this workflow, but I actually go in and schedule it once a week from TikTok through Repurpose.io to Instagram. So a couple settings here you can pay attention to, like importing and exporting or excluding videos with specific hashtags. That's more of an advanced strategy. I'm not playing with that just yet. And then removing hashtags from titles and descriptions. This is on by default, and I would suggest turning it off because you want to customize anything coming from another platform to the platform it's going to. And then we're going to append the text to add hashtags or calls to action after the description. So this is automatically going to publish to the description after what I put in. So these hashtags are Pinterest hashtags or digital marketing hashtags that I've specifically created and found through Instagram. And then this is another one you want to pay attention to, and that's making sure that your setting is on for your Instagram feed. And that's it. That's the only change that I make in most of these. You can do that. You can go through and customize the settings on each workflow individually. TikTok does not actually publish to Facebook Reels. I was setting this up to actually test this out, but it doesn't work. So we're going to go ahead and just get rid of that one. But that's it. Your connections are super simple to set up. Just takes you a couple of minutes. Your workflows will be super simple to set up. It's customizing them once you have them set up. That might take you a couple more minutes. And then you're ready to go. It'll start collecting all of your videos. I've published 319 videos to date on TikTok. And if I go into view content, you can publish or schedule any of your content to your platforms. So you can see this one says republish. It's because they're already in my Google Drive. If I go into Shorts, you'll see a different button. It says publish. And this is because I have not published this through Repurpose.io to TikTok. It would say republish if I've done it before and publish if it's never done before. It will say processing here above the date and time if you have scheduled it to go from one platform to the next. It'll say queued, and then it'll eventually say processing, and then it'll eventually move to scheduled. So if you need to fetch content, retry failed content, or reload, you can do all of that here. And then obviously this is the toggle to manually or automatically publish from one platform to the next. And then the settings to actually edit anything deeper in the workflow is here. For Shorts, it's very simple. You have keywords though, and these will be your tags. If you have anything that you want to add to your description afterwards, or if it's public, what category and all of that stuff. All right, so without further ado, let's take a sneak peek at my workflows. I'm actually going to walk you through the exact workflow that I use, automated and scheduled using this tool. Okay, so this is how my general workflow with Repurpose.io looks. Now I have a platform of choice that I publish on first, and that is TikTok. I want to go ahead and just mention, because I think it's important, that all of my repurposing from TikTok is plus 1 week. So anything that I publish on any of these other platforms is a minimum of 1 week later, if not up to 2 weeks later. I don't do that for strategy. There's no rhyme or reason behind it. It's just every Tuesday I sit down and do all of my repurposing for my brand, and that allows me to schedule everything in one batch, and I'm not having to try and do it every single day. I don't like auto-publish for a lot of the platforms because, some of them don't allow auto-publish, but some of them I just would prefer to have a bit more control. So let's talk. Everything starts on TikTok right here. Once I publish on TikTok, Repurpose.io picks up that video and it syncs it then to Google Drive within a few minutes. So immediately all of my videos are backed up in my Google Drive without a watermark. So no watermarks. All right, so the auto publish is the top row here. I will auto schedule, I don't auto publish, but I will schedule from Repurpose.io Instagram Reels, and I will customize the captions for those as well as the hashtags. I will then take a URL from my website that corresponds with the TikTok video and publish through Repurpose.io a Pinterest video pin. And then on occasion, I will schedule YouTube Shorts. This is probably every other week. Again, there's no rhyme or reason as to why I do this. Just one of the cons is not being able to have that full user default description through YouTube, and then no monetization from Repurpose.io to YouTube scheduled content. So sometimes I'll schedule it through YouTube if I just don't have time to download it and upload it to YouTube itself. And other times I will pull it from the Google Drive and actually schedule it through the studio. For Facebook, Meta actually doesn't allow anyone to into the Reels API as of yet, so I have to use Creator Studio for that one, and I pull these from Google Drive. The final one that I pull from Google Drive is for Pinterest again, but this is for idea pins. And because idea pins need to be customized and optimized for each idea pin for the platform, there is no scheduling through third parties to idea pins. That is not an availability, so everything has to be done manually in this case. So I actually will take the airdropped video, or the video from Google Drive, and I will airdrop it to my phone, and I upload everything for idea pins on my mobile phone. And that's it. That's my general workflow for Repurpose.io. So if you like the sound of this tool and you want to try it for yourself, you can definitely sign up and get like 10 free videos. I will leave a link down below where you can get signed up for this tool, but I'm also inviting you to a free exclusive training. This is normally only available to my paid membership members, but I want to invite you to the training too. So you can come and hear from Hani firsthand. You can ask him your questions, and you can learn about how you can use this repurposing tool in your own business. So this is an exclusive, behind the scenes, free training all about Repurpose.io. We're going to talk about Pinterest repurposing, and we're going to talk about some advanced repurposing methods. If you'd like to join, all you need to do is join my email list, and you will get an alert and a notification that we are going live, as well as all the join information as soon as you sign up. So if you go to heatherferris.com/Hani, Hani, the link is in the description below, you can get signed up for that free training happening on October 13th. If you're watching this after October 13th, you can still sign up for that free training. It's all automated, it's all set up. You can watch the full replay. And for anyone who joins the free training, you get an exclusive 20% off discount to the tool for life. I didn't even get a 20% discount. I pay full price. I am going to be able to give you a 20% discount if you join the free training. So go to heatherferris.com/Hani, whether you're watching this before October 13th, 2022 or after, and you can watch the full training in full. You can see the Q&A, and you can get exclusive access to the 20% off. And with that, I'm going to leave you for this week. I hope to see you in the free training, and I will see you next week.